Hi. Hi there. So, as the title says, this is supposed to be the good ending. I know there is quite a lengthy part. Hi, Alex. Hi. There is quite a lengthy part left that I can remember. So I don't know how much of work we can prepare for Madalame's route later, but we will see. So let me stop the music and start already. Let's go. Work in progress. No, wait! I had to go to the sketches. Shall we discuss? Is this... Okay. I saved in the right part.
今度こそいけるか。
そのためにここにいるから。
Bedtime story. You sure you want this before going to sleep?
いい?
Okay, so we are going to have the mom talk. Okay. Could I talk about my mom for a bit? I have never talked about her, right? Wait, hold on. So, first positive.
ポジティブ。聞かせてくれ。
Gotcha.
聞いてほしい。
But now I want to tell you about her. Say nothing.
綺麗な人だったわ。
My mom is a sweet, beautiful woman, but looking back, she could be really confusing.
それで
She would always guess that I was as pretty as a girl, so I always wondered if maybe she wished I was more female. Negative?
ネガティブ。いいや。
I can't know for sure, but if I had to guess, I would say she didn't mean it like that.
うん。
Maybe not. Something?
そうだな。
Is there something that makes you believe otherwise? I couldn't say that. I just wish I knew for sure. I just can't.
ああ。なあ。
If you really want to know that badly, you could always look for her.
ありがとね。
No, that's not necessary.
ああ。
In the end, she walked out on us. She couldn't stand being married to an addict who was constantly drunk and gambling. Okay, and now is when we make the difference.
ポジティブ。どうなんだ。
Do you resent her for abandoning you?
わかってる。
I can't pretend I don't, but like, I don't blame her for it either.
よし。けど。
You sure you don't want to reconnect?
いいと思う。
I keep telling myself I will reach out to her eventually, but not right now.
私ね。
Sometimes I want to, sure, but I'm scared that maybe she left me behind for a reason.
少しね。
This is gonna sound that bad. Sometimes I worry that no one needs me around.
ネガティブ。ダメだな。
Your friends would be sad if they hear you say that.
うん。
You're right, I know.
聞かせろ。
So, wait. So you want to be needed, in other words.
そう。
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know people do need me, but... No can do.
ああ。そうか。
You still can trust people, can't you?
どうしよ
I feel like I trust them, and I want to trust them, so I don't get it. And... I get it.
ああ。まあ。
I think we are still good to hear them. They don't have to see that face. I get it though. Sometimes it feels like maybe no one will care if you did. Yeah, I can imagine. And now?
今までのすべてを。
Ray's father again.
レイの父親。父親のことは。
大嫌い。本当に。でも。
But what I hate the most of all is the idea of spending my whole life being bitter.
だから
If I had to spend every day agonizing over that asshole, I would be miserable, so
分かってる
I'm going to set myself the good, the bad, the contradiction, all of it.
向き合いたいの
I want to give myself permission to exist. That's how I feel.
今のレイなら望み通りにできるだろう。来いよ、全部俺にぶつけろ。
うんもう迷わない
Yay! And now they are going to beat the shit out of each other. Like very good friends. After we talked, we left the condo building and walked around the small empty lot out back. Then we faced off beneath the chilly night sky.
行くよ
Ray crouched down low and came charging in. No hesitation, no mind games. As the cat between us shrank to zero, he swung his first fist. Right when his fist nearly grazed my nose, I lit back. A gust of air brushed my cheek. He followed out with his other fist, but I dodged again, then grabbed his outstretched arm. I twisted his arm and then threw my fist at his jaw. He leaned backwards to dodge, then swung a kick at my legs. I jumped back, he pulled his arm out of my grasp, then swung his fist at me again. A white-hot impact collided with my cheek and set my vision spinning. A bit later, the taste of copper filled my mouth. He came in for a follow-up attack, so I put some distance between us to regain my balance.
本気で来なさいよ
He fixed me with a provocative smirk. I stared back at him quietly, then barreled forward. I reached out and grabbed him by the collar, then used my free hand to punch him. As he grimaced, I followed up with a headbutt. He staggered sideways. Then I swung my fist for a third attack. He caught it with one hand, then headbutted me in the jaw. The dull thud of colliding bones reverberated in my head, and I nearly bit my tongue. As my vision pitched 2 and 4, I caught a glimpse of Ray, blood dripping from his nose, grinning like he was having a blast. The sight sent a chill down my spine, and I leaned back. I could feel something wet trickling down my lips. I reached up to wipe it, and my fingers came away red. After that, we stopped touching and blocking. From then on, it was an all-out fist fight. We punched each other at point-blank range, so close we could feel each other breathe. My knuckles sank into his flesh, and when I hit bone, the vibrations traveled up the back of my hand and through my body. Collision, pain, warm blood, and elaborate breathing. Did it belong to me or him? I could no longer tell the difference. Like automated machines, we punched each other over and over. Ray started coughing. He turned his face to the side and spat out bloody saliva. Without missing a beat, I punched him in the face as hard as I could. He staggered, nearly collapsed, but steadied himself just in time. Then he gritted his teeth and launched into a counterattack. I took the punch and felt myself slammed sideways. You okay, boys? Did you forget he used to be in the Takasa Tokumi? He kind of had to fight for a while. They seemed to exhaust the last of his strength because he collapsed to his knees. Likewise, my legs gave up, and gravity pulled me down to the concrete. As we both gasped for breath, Roy rolled into his stomach and started to crawl towards me. He must be really tired. He's spinning. I look up and got sight of him. He reached out with a shaky hand and got me going. I know what is coming. Then he pulled me into his eyes until his eyes were inches away from mine. Hey! This one I can show. For now. Everything went dark and something touched my lips, but it wasn't his knuckles. After a few seconds, the sensation vanished. One kiss was all it took to express just how worked up we both were. Instead of fading, the post-fight satisfaction was escalating higher and higher, seeking release. It's coming. I can show it for now. But it's not going to take long before I have to pull over the sensor. Taking his lead, I reached out and wrapped hand around the back of Ray's head. Suddenly mute! Maybe you guys don't want to hear. Maybe I should mute. Hey! I needed his upper lip, then ran my tongue from his bottom lip to his teeth. He opened his mouth and extended his tongue in kind. Bear with it. He was his hand around my head to pull me in, and our kiss deepened. Slick with saliva or tongues back for a minute. That sentence is so funny. An extension of the fist fight. Funny. More awkward. You sure? I will have to put the sensor soon, but if you hear something you don't want, don't make problem. We shift positions again and again, devouring each other from every angle, until eventually we were all in a full embrace. They are not going to... Oh no, I didn't check all the CGs. It should be nice for now. They are not going to do that in here, right? They ain't doing that in here. We roll around on the ground, taking turns on top, all while kissing passionately. Almost. I mean, since this is technically the scene, I probably should censor ready and we can pass it fast. Technically it's the scene, but they are just doing the pre-work. Pa pa pa. Da. Important line. Like I said, I want you to witness the whole thing until the moment I accept my true self. But should I show these lines? I don't know. Maybe not. or hint that he got a crush on Towa. Μα δεν είναι νι. Okay, that's kind of important.
私とか言ってちゃダメよね。
He used Atashi.
この言葉遣いもすぐには直せないかもしれないけど、変わりたい。
He used Atashi.
変えていきたい。俺。
And then he used ore, which is the more masculine way to refer to yourself in Japanese. I think that's an important thing, important detail. Let's keep going. He was relatively more girly. I don't think he was just like, I think it was just like him, but now that he has the will to change, is going to make the effort to properly speak in a more manly way, quote unquote. He was aware it was girly behavior. He was. Okay, when are you guys going back to the room? Okay, now they are. Oh yeah. The nice music. I love this track so much. But you can hear more. Time to speedrun. I will make sure to show any any good faces, don't worry. Towa just beat Rei. Okay. You okay, dude? Let's speedrun this. Oh? No. I thought it would be a cute face. Speedrun this. Nice. What is the context? Backlog. I have to scroll up. Hold on. How do I explain this? Towa kind of want the thing to happen faster, and in a way Rei find finds that cute. And that's why he said that line. The music is so nice. I don't know how much I can show, but this, a question occurred to me. This his face is so funny. Lete, don't look. Lete. Lete, leave, Lete, leave. Don't look. This episode, I will close my eyes like you didn't came in the more family friendly moment, Lete, but I appreciate it. It be like that. How you doing, Lete? Important line. I lost my seat the first time I saw this line. Very funny. Okay, let's keep going. The funniest thing I know. Sorry, this part is so funny. Okay, let me speedrun this. Oh, face, maybe. Lete, don't look. I don't know if there will be a close-up, so I will show it for now. Lete, don't look. And that's as much as I can go. I don't know if there will be a close-up. You can open your eyes again. Wait. No, never mind. Little sibling, maybe. Okay. I got you, Alex. I got you. There you go. Let's keep going. Let's go fast so we can continue with the story. Okay, I think it's almost done. I think they are done. I think, hold on. Okay, kind of important line. The music is still going, so I don't know if I'm still at risk. That's the thing. Fighting really intense. This one kind of is more of a wrestling fight than the other one. If you get to see the CG for this. Okay, important. I think they are done. Maybe. Okay, hopefully I don't have to worry.
殴られてもくれる
I think
あ
I not casually and he check. No, I forgot. How was I supposed to read this word? I forgot. And I cackle, I think.
嘘でもありがとう大丈夫私俺の全てを知ってくれてる人がいるだけで全然違うから
Associates. How is associate song? Zach? I can't.
とは好き大好き
Zach? English? Why? That's my question. Again, I felt that same sense of comfort. My heart felt light and my chest was filled with that sweet aching feeling. It was bizarre.
でも
Don't put more no safe for word parts now that it's over. Suddenly her expression clouded over and he looked at me anxiously.
トアは痛い方が好きだから物足りなくなったら他の人のところに行っちゃうのかなやっぱり
I mean, the music is still playing, what I was expecting. My gaze drifted as I moved it over, then I looked back at him.
優しいのも悪くないって思わせるんじゃないのか俺に
そうなるまで時間がかかるかもしれないし
He sounded so insecure, I reached out and gave him a nose pinch.
短縮しろ
Cute.
どうやって
How do you think?
毎日抱くとか
He laughed and looked at me in surprise, then he smiled.
いいの
聞くんじゃなくてやれ
Wait, sorry. As I spoke, I pinched his nose again.
もう
They are so cute. sensor. I think there might be another CG now or soon. Not sure. Oh no, that word again. He shackled grinned at me and leaned in. Just in case, I'm scared.
どうは
With a light peak on the lips, he smiled at me lovingly.
ありがとう
I'm scared. Okay. No extra stuff. Okay. The sun had already risen, so we hopped in the showers together and got 2 good hours of sleep. Wait, hold on. It wasn't much, but I slept like a dog, with no dreams plaguing me. For me, it was pretty uncommon. Seriously, I couldn't remember the last time I had slept this good. When I woke up, Roy was no longer lying next to me. After using all my strength in the fist fight and the sex, my body felt like lead, and it took a few minutes before I could sit upright. His face looked so bad. My throat. As I stared down at my feet, hand empty, I realized that something smelled good. I just drank water. Why? Ray was probably cooking something. I slowly rose to my feet and left the bedroom. On the other side of the living room, I could see him with his back turned, buzzing around in the kitchen. His smoke was bright yellow-orange, swaying gently. The curtains were open, and pale lights streamed in through the windows, blinding me. Ray was frying something up in a skillet. He heard the door and looked over his shoulder.
とはおはようもうすぐご飯できるけどタクからもらったシュークリーム食べてて
Food pictures? I looked at the dining table and noticed the cream puff sitting on a plate.
お前のは
さっき食べちゃった
He answered in a timid voice. I walked over to the table, pulled out a chair and sat down. The clock on the edge at the kitchen counter indicated 9 a.m. It had been a long time since I woke up, refreshed like this early in the morning. I wasn't especially hungry, but I took one of the cream puffs and bit into it. The custard filling oozed out all over my fingers and onto the plate.
はいお待たせって
He walked over carrying a plate of food, but as soon as he saw me, his jaw dropped.
ちょっと何やってんの
何って言われた通りに
As he set the plate of steaming hot French toast in front of me, he blushed and averted his eyes.
朝から甘い匂いさせないでよ落ち着かなくなるか
だったから
も
Blushing bit red, he glared back at me, then stalked off to the kitchen. As I slowly working on my cream puff, he brought more plates out of the table. Soon the table was decorated with salad, sausage, fruit, and yogurt.
量が多くないか
I muttered to myself as I looked at all the food.
せっかくだからと思って今日は特別な日だしいろんな意味で
Let this playthrough. Okay. Smiling slowly, he set down 2 forks, 2 spoons, and 2 knives.
とわとのこともあるけどもしかしたらこれが最後になるかもしれないからだから食べきれなかったら残して私 俺が料理を好きな理由ってみんなが喜んでくれるからっていうのもあって、美味しいものを食べて喜ぶのって男女関係ないでしょ。とは違うかもしれないけど、美味しいふりだけでもしてくれると嬉しいかも。
With a smile, he went back into the kitchen and poured 2 glasses of orange juice.
食べよっか。
He sat down at the table and pressed his hands together. This might be my last time, it underwash, he might lose in his money match. I picked up my fork and knife, cut a bite of the French toast and put it in my mouth.
どう？美味しい？
I chewed and swallowed before answering.
嘘でも嬉しい。ありがとう。
He beamed from ear to ear.
嘘じゃない。
He felt still and looked out from his plate.
今も前もだ。お前の料理でまずいと思ったことなんてない。
It was the honest truth of how I felt. Furthermore, this French toast was easily one of the best things he had ever made for me. And since I normally didn't care about food at all, a normal person would probably find it completely divine. His face crumbled like he was on the verge of tears, but he swallowed it all, it back, and smiled.
ありがとう。
Hold on. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. After that, we chatted immensely for a while. Normally, I would have stopped eating after a few bites, but today I ate a decent amount. During a lull in the conversation, Reid paused and looked up at me.
あのね、とはマネーマッチ絶対に勝つから。だから見てて、最後まで。
He spoke with thin intent. I nodded quietly. Then he let out a sigh of relief, gazed back at me and smiled.
無事に戻ってくることができたら絵を描いてね。あとまたエッチしようね。
His tone was blufful, but his word still carried a weight to them. I set my knife and fork down, looked back at him, and nodded once more. They are so cute. "10 a.m. I stood at the clinic's side entrance. Then I pulled my phone out of my coat pocket and called Sakaki.
どうしたとは？
今日もレイの試合があるんだよ
What did you hear? Okay. I was like, why isn't he responding? Anyways.
な。本人だよ。
本人が見に来いって言ってきたのか。それいいな。
観戦したい。
ああ、構わん。今日は23時からだな。22時に事務所に来い。
わかった。
じゃあな。
The call ended, and I stuffed my phone back into my pocket. Then I unlocked the door and walked in. When I arrived back at my apartment, I pulled off my coat and sat on the sofa. Normally, I would have turned the TV on, but I didn't bother. Instead, I leaned back against the sofa and looked up at the ceiling. After a while, I heard the elevator doors open, and someone walked out.
とは戻ってきてるのか？
I heard Taku's voice, and the door opened. He walked in, dressed in his white lab coat. Then he faced me with a conflicted look.
レイにはあったか？
ああ。
様子はどうだった？
タク。
I sat up straight and looked at him.
今夜レイの試合がある。
もし負けたら？
戦う前から負けた時のことを考えるのか？
考えるだろう。 負けたらレイは。
レイは今命を懸けることでずっと憎んできた父親といつの間にかその言いなりになっていた自分と戦おうとしてる。それを止める権利は誰にもない。
Unable to vent his frustrations, he fell silent.
俺は試合を見に行く。今夜23時からだ。来るなら連絡しろ。
He stared at the floor in silence for a long moment.
今は答えられない。
Muttering, he left the room. After that, I killed time by doing art in my room until it was time to meet up with Sakaki. I was just doing rather than painting, but I filled the entire sketchpad. By the time I ran out of room, it was still just 5 p.m, so I flopped down on the sofa and ate the time away drinking and smoking. What a healthy lifestyle. I didn't feel like going anywhere, so I wasted my time staring at the kaleidoscopic images flying by on the TV screen. Just before 10 p.m. rolled around, I left the building through the side entrance and headed to Takasato's office. When I arrived, I found a black car hidden outside. The driver spotted me, rolled down the window, and informed me that Sakaki was already at the venue. In other words, I was on my own, so I hopped in the car. Outside the window, the scenery rolled past in a blur. About 20 minutes later, we arrived at the hotel and parked in the underground parking lot. When I got out, I noticed someone standing in front of the elevator.
Yo.
Sakaki pulled his hand out of his pants pocket and waved at me with a smile.
待ってたぞ。試合が始まるまで少し話さねえか。
こっちも話が。
なんだ言ってみろ。
When I approached, he pressed the elevator call button.
タクが試合を見に来るかもしれない。その時は通してくれ。
ああ、村瀬の先生か。まあいいだろう。友人が命を懸ける生き様ってやつを一度は見ておかねえとな。
He nodded pensively as he watched the elevator's progress on the screen. Then the doors opened and we walked in.
最近はな、とは。
The elevator quietly began to move.
マネーマッチに出たがる人間がすっかりいなくなっちまったな。
I wonder why.
まあ当然といえば当然なんだが誰だって死にたがねえからな。で少し前によ、出場予定だったやつが急に自殺しちまって穴が開いたんだ。その試合はもう公表してたもんで、最悪試合を中止にしなきゃならなくてよ。その時だ、泉の情報が入ってきたのは。最初は父親を試合に出すつもりだったが。
That dude? You want that dude to fight?
よくよく調べてみたら、デスマッチ好きの息子がいるってことが分かったんだ。
Have the mental image for a second of raise that in one of those fights. He won't last even like 1 minute.
しかも強いことで名が知れてるって話じゃねえか。マネーマッチの選手としては申し分ないだろう。
On the first floor, the elevator slowed to a stop, and the doors opened. Sakaki walked out and I followed after him. Compared to the floor P1 with its deadly passway, floor 1 was entirely different. No one would ever think this place led to a deadly cage match. He walked towards the casino area, then stopped and looked over his shoulder at me.
お前、泉を助けたいか？
どういう意味だ？
I scrutinized him cautiously. Slowly but surely he turned to face me.
ちょっとした提案なんだが、カジノで少し遊ばねえか？
今からか？
ああ、せっかく来たんだしよ。シンプルに遊べるポーカーなんてどうだ？純粋に俺とお前との勝負で、お前が勝ったら金を払う。そうだな。3億出そうか。
He fixed me with a provocative smirk. 300 million, an amount equal to Ray's debt.
お前が俺に勝ったら、今日の試合でもし泉が負けたとしても、借金をチャラにしてやる。敗者の処分は試合が終わった後だからな。ただし、俺が勝った場合は、一つだけ言うことを聞いてもらおうか。
内容は？
勝ったら教えてやるよ。何？大したことじゃない。それに、お前が勝てば知る必要もなくなる。どうだ？乗るか？
I nodded without hesitation.
よし、それじゃ行こうか。
I don't remember if he later tells what he wanted Toba to do or not, so I won't make a comment, but I'm very scared. Please, he turned and head off with a smile. The customers threw their money around, expressions shifting between hope and despair. Sakaki walked to an empty poker table and sat down. Should be fine, right? Depends. The dealer greeted us from the other side of the table. I sat down next to Sakaki. He pulled some casino chips out of his pocket and divided them between us. The first time I reached this part, I was panicking. But I got it right, without looking at a guide. Important.
単純なやつがいいだろう。ルールは5カード、ドロー、ハウスルール付きだ。
Do you actually play? No, it's like negative and positive, the same way you play the interrogation parts, but applied to this part in specific. I'm proud I was able to pass through this on my own without looking at a guide the first time I played.
手持ちのチップは30枚。レイズ、ベッドの上限は5枚で、1ベッドにつきレイズは1回まで。参加料は1枚だ。
The key to winning at poker. Getting under your opponent's skin, trying to fluster him.
わかった。
進行はうちのディーラーに任せるが、問題ないな。
ああ。
I had already agreed to the terms of these little games, so I wasn't about to accuse him of foul play at this stage. Regardless of any unfair advantages he may have had, I was going to beat him anyway. The dealer took 10 cards from the pile in the center of the table, 5 for me and 5 for Sakaki, face down. Then we both put in our 8 of one chip.
それじゃあ始まるか。お前のベッドからでいいぜ。
ベッド1枚。
At this, he smirked.
最初は様子見か。まあ常識だな。俺はコールだ。
Next, the draw phase. Sakaki discarded 3 of his cards. Then his smoke darkened slightly. I suspected he might have gotten some good cards.
しかしお前は本当に表情が変わんねえな。この後はどうするんだ？降りるか？
1枚だ。
ま、所詮だしな。挨拶代わりに一枚レイズと行こうか。
Sakaki put 2 more chips in the pot. Then he looked at me probingly.
コール。
Likewise, I added another chip for a total of 8 in the pot. Smoked it. Good question. Maybe he's just not interested in that. Next, it was time to reveal our hands. Sakagi had a 3 of a kind, and I had a 1 pair, my loss. But instead of looking at his cards, I looked at his smoke.
ああ、これは悪いな。だが、幸先のいいスタートだ。
Now Sakaki had upped to 32 chips, while I was down to 26. The next round started as we put in our hands.
ベッド1枚。
コール。
During the trophy, Sakaki's smoke darkened even more. He must have gotten a really good hand. He shot me a probing look, but I focused on my own cards.
それじゃあ3枚ベッドだ。どうする？とわ先生。
Cringe.
逃げてばっかりったのもな。男のキレはこういう時に出るもんだ。だろ？
And now, what is the mouse? Here?
ネガティブ。ちょっと黙っててくれ。
I ignore his prodding and kept staring at the cards.
おいおい、男なら勝負に出ようぜ。
コールだ。
お、いいね。勝負だ。
Then the cards were revealed. He had a flush and I had a 2 pair. I had lost again.
悪いな。
He grinned in amusement.
今日はバカ好きだ。ちなみに八百長なんざしてねえからな。まだまだ勝負の途中だ。落ち込むなよとは。
ネガティブ。
I let out a frustrated sigh. Sakaki was up to 39 chips and I had 21. Now it was time for the third round.
5枚ベッド。
He looked at me in surprise.
5枚？そんなにいい手が入ったのか。
さあな。
He gazed at me, conflicted. Probably desperate to get a read on me.
こいつは怖いな。俺は降りる。
ポジティブ。男の器量はこういう時に出るもんじゃなかったのか。
時と場合によるな。本当の男ってのは状況を冷静に判断して現実的な選択をするのだ。
Because he thought he lost his sense, putting him at 38 chips and me at 22. During the fourth round, he started with 1 chip.
とりあえずベッド1枚だ。
Coward.
レイズ5枚。
また5枚か？どういうことだ？
His expression was tightened with a hint of panic, and his smoke swayed relentlessly.
ポジティブ。また逃げるのか。
調子に乗るなよ。俺は降りる。
Now that Sakagi had fallen a second time, his chips were down to 36 and mine were at 24. During the fifth round, I noticed him sneaking glances at me. With a perfectly blank face, I put 5 chips down.
ベッド5枚。
Instantly, his face twisted in fury.
てめえ、まさかブラフじゃねえだろう
ポジティブ。コールしないのか？逃げてばっかりってのもな。
Hi, Jimpy. Hi, hi. We have passed the scene that we cannot show. We are now down to the rest of the story. Playing poker. I got his own words back at him, and he liked his tone.
コール5枚。
He moved to the draw phase, and Sagaki waving smoke darkened. I look at him blankly.
5枚ベッド。
なんだと。
Gritting his teeth, he glared at me. After a moment of contemplation, he signed and leaned back against his chair.
まあここは花を持たせてやるよ。俺は降りる。
Cracking eyebrow, I purposely showed him my cards. Absolutely nothing of value. With a malicious grin, he leaned forward and glared at me.
この野郎、いい度胸してんじゃねえか。
His smoke smelled and thrusted like it was about to attack me. I made a show of smirking at him, then leaned back against my chair. Mm,
ネガティブ。ポーカーってこういうもんじゃないのか？
Sixth round. Both of us were back at 30 chips, the amount we started with. He glared at me.
ベッド5枚。どうだ。あんまり舐めてんじゃねえぞ。
レイズ5枚。
As I spoke, I smiled defiantly.
今度は降りねえ。コールだ。
There were now 22 chips in the pot heading into the draw phase, Sakaki discarding one card.
降りないのか？
His brown frowned deeply.
つつましく生きるのも賢明な判断だ。
やけに煽るな。何か意味でもあるのか。
別に。
クソくらいだ。ベッド5枚。
Now the pot was up to 27 chips.
残り19枚ならまだ巻き戻せる。降りても構わんぞ。
ああ。
And we won.
コールはしない。
それでいい。コインはいただく。
レイズ5枚だ。
The chair grated as he leapt to his feet. His smoke contorted so viciously I could practically hear it screaming.
降りるか？
つかざく立ち狂った野郎だ。吠え面かくなよ。コールだ。
Confidently, he flipped his hair over to reveal a straight.
ストレート。どうだ。
I flipped over my cards very matter of factly, then looked up at him.
フラッシュだ。
He stared at me in shock.
妙に煽ってくるから豚なんじゃねえかと思ったんだが、余裕だったのか。本当に読めねえな、おめえは。へえ。
He let out a heavy sigh.
いや、あんたは慎重だから挑発しても簡単には乗ってこないと思ってた。だから3ラウンド目にあんたが降りて、その後にいい手が回ってきた時は少し安心した。
てことは、お前も最後の最後にかけてたってわけか。
¿Qué consejas? Well, but he won, so don't know about that.
もちろん。
He stared at me a stand. Then his gaze shifted away. He chuckled and saw his head.
やれやれ。いつもならこんな荒っぽいかけ方はしないんだがな。お前が食えないのは知ってたからよ。必要以上に慎重になりすぎちまった。そこを逆手に取られて見事に煽りに乗せられちまったってわけだ。さすがはあの人の息子だな。残り9枚じゃ負けたも同然だ。持ってけ。
He tossed his teeth in my direction.
お前の勝ちだとは約束した通り金は用意する。
I nodded and started to rise from my seat, but Sakaki raised a hand to stop me.
泉は地下2階の控え室にいるが会いに行くか。
いや、いい。
I didn't want to break Ray's focus right now before his big match. I rose to my feet and started to head for the elevator, but stopped.
どうした？
Sakaki looked at me suspiciously.
レイの父親はこのホテルで働いてるんだよな。
ああ、そうだ。
場所が知りたい。
場所？会いたいのか。なんだ、罵倒でもするつもりか。
ま、そんなところだ。
At this, he smirked dryly.
借金がチャラになったってことは伝えるのか。
伝える必要がない。
そうか。そうだろうな。でだ、従業員の居場所なんぞいちいち把握してなくてな。呼び出してやるから待ってろよ。
He pulled out his phone and placed a call.
下のやつがここに来る。泉を呼び出した部屋に連れてくからよ。俺は先に会場へ行ってるからな。
He tucked his phone into his pocket. Then, with a wave, he walked off. After that, a man in a suit arrived and escorted me into the elevator to floor B2. Then we walked down the same undecorated hallway Sakaki had brought me to last time. The man in the suit directed me to a side door, then left. Inside was a small lawn. A man was sitting on the sofa. As he handed nervously into himself, I recognized him from behind. When I walked up to the sofa, he waved his head around to look at me.
あなたは
When he realized it was me, Ray's father immediately relaxed. Imagine this dude fighting in a Moneymatch. Imagine that.
例の友達の、家に帰ろうとしてたんですけど急に呼ばれたから驚いちゃって。あなた何か知ってます？
He smiled thinly. This bold-thinking personality of his was probably ingrained in him over time.
これから何があるか知ってるか？
これからああ、そう。いきなり連れてこられて何がなんだか。
Spy Carmon. Are you sure about that?
レイの試合がある。
試合？
Just then he seemed to remember.
ああ、マネーマッチか。レイが出場するってことですよね。
見に行かないのか？
At this, his eyes widened.
見に行く？私がですか？いや、私格闘技とかそういうものには一切興味がなくて。
I hate him so much.
マネーマッチの参加も最終的にはレイが自分で決めたことですから、私ができることなんて何もな。
Before he could finish his sentence, I punched him in the face as hard as I could. Thank you! Thanks for doing what everyone wanted.
いきなり何するんですか
He knocked him flat in his ass. Clutching his cheek, he protested up at me from the floor. I looked down at him coldly, then grabbed him by the collar and held him up.
ちょっとやめてくださいよ
いいから来い。
And so I dragged him out into the passway by the collar. That's a very funny mental image. As I opened the double door at the end of the hall, we were engulfed in dense, humid air. The dorm seats were almost completely filled. Sakaki was sitting in the VIP sofa. As soon as he laid eyes on us, he squinted dubiously.
なんだ連れてきたのか
Ray's father took one look at Sakaki and stiffened. If I wasn't holding onto him, he probably would have fallen on the spot.
息子の試合を見たことがないらしい。
なるほどなまいいんじゃねえか
Sakaki smirked.
今日の対戦相手はすごいぞ体重100キロ超えの大男でな
The fact that he said it in kilograms, but they translated that into pounds.
10連勝中だだから今日は観客の期待がいつもより大きいぞ
I dragged Ray's father over to the sofa where Sakaki sat.
私はどうすれば
Oh, he said how heavy the other dude is, but he said that in kilograms. The thing is, I don't know Japanese numbers good enough to know how much he said.
もうすぐ始まる。黙って見てろ。
But because this game is localized to American English, they use pounds.
はい
He extended his shoulders. A few minutes later, the arena lights went down. As the eager, excited cheers of the crowd filled the stadium, two men walked up to the stage. One was the giant brownie man Sakaki had described. He looked like he was 10 feet tall. On the other side stood Ray, and while he was by no means petite, he looked like a child in comparison. I know, right? The two men walked to the center of the stage and sized each other up. The one-screen monitor displayed their names and faces, and then the countdown began. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The two men dropped into their fighting stance and began to sit around. Ray was the first to make a move, swinging a right hook at his opponent's face. It connected, yet the other man merely sneered. Then he raised his own massive fist.
効かねえな
The big guy was faster than he looked. Ray tried to dodge, but ultimately took a hit to the skull. Oof! He staggered a few steps, then regained his balance and looked up. A red line ran down his forehead. He waved it away with the back of his hand, then charged at the other guy. Oof! He unleashed a series of punches at his opponent's torso. They all connected, but the man's bulky body seemed to absorb all damage. No se suena que le te bota pose. When Ray stopped attacking, the other man laughed and began his counterattack. Crossing his arms over his head, Ray adopted a defensive stance. Why is the stream loading? Okay. With every punch to his arm or torso, he slid back an inch. Ray took a punch after a punch until finally he fell to one knee.
なんだよ。もう終わりか。
Staring, he straightened up and glared at the other guy.
なわけねえだろ。
Roaring fiercely, he charged forward and crouched down. Then he attempted to jump up and kick the guy in the neck. His opponent dodged, but Ray seemed to have expected that. As his legs swung through the empty air, he used the momentum to shift into a roundhouse kick. His foot connected with the big guy's neck. But the other guy just grabbed his leg and flung him. Ray hit the floor hand and rolled away.
大したことねえな。
The man walked over to where Ray lay, then stopped hand on his stomach.
おれ、おれ。
He stomped again and again, making Ray grunt and flail.
どうなるかな。
When he finally stopped, Ray rolled over and got into a ball. A torrent of blood and vomit left his mouth. As the crowd screamed, the other man set his foot on Ray's head and slowly put his weight on it.
ほらどうした。立ってみろよ。
At this rate, Ray was going to lose. Everyone watching was convinced of it. I could feel it in the air, and I could see it in the smoke. As for Ray's smoke, it was as thin as morning mist. A steady breeze could snuff it out. Truth to be told, I had noticed something off about his smoke ever since the match started. Despite his confidence that he was going to win, his smoke have indicated something else entirely. And now my suspicions were confirmed. At this rate. Ay, certo. Just then, a commotion rose up in one small section of the bleachers. I looked over, and nothing could have prepared me for what I saw next. Junko, Honami, and Arata had broken past the security walls and went running down the aisle. I could see Taku just behind them.
なんだ。
The crowd passed their way through the spectators, all the way to the chain link fence at the front.
ちょっとやだ。なんなの？レイ、頑張って。レイ。なんで倒れてるのよ。負けんじゃないわよ、レイ。
I love them so much.
レイ、起きて。頑張って。
レイ。おいおい、先生はともかくあんなのまで入れていいとは言ってねえぞ。
He looked at me, scowling. The security guards attempted to build the four intruders of the fence, but they put up a fight.
ちょっとやめてよ、触らないで。レイ、早く立って。私たちあんたを待ってるんだからね。レイが負けるわけないんだから。レイ、勝つんだろ。
It wasn't clear whether Ray could actually hear them. But he reached up and pushed the other guy's foot off on his head. He reached up and pushed the other guy's foot off of his head. Then he slowly rose to his feet and wiped the blood from his mouth. Breathing heavily, he glared at his opponent. Just then, a sudden impulse struck me, and I shouted.
Rei, yare!
Instantly, his smoke turned bright red, almost like it was on fire. With a roll, he charged at his opponent. At first, the other man endured Ray's attack with ease, but partway through, his expression shifted. As he continued to scream, Ray paneled the other man with a flurry of punches. Overwhelmed by Ray's onslaught, the man began to inch backwards. Ray's father mounted beside me, his eyes transfixed on his son's lives or death struggle.
Ray, 頑張れ! 負けるな! 俺が悪かったんだ。だからこんな死ぬんじゃない。
He choked to the words out at the top of his lungs. Blood streamed from his mouth as Ray continued his barrage. Go, go! When his opponent finally lost his balance, Ray flung out another roundhouse kick aimed squarely at his face. Most animated tower so far, yep. It slammed into the side of his head, and with a grunt, he fell flat on his back. The stadium rumbled from the impact, and then all was quiet. Everyone was watching, waiting to see whether the big man was getting back up. But he lay there perfectly still. The giant overhead monitors displayed Ray's face with the text, "Winner." Instantly, the crowd exploded in cheers and whistles. The first time I was watching that scene, it was so tense. Like, you expect that he's still going to win, but it's so tense. Ray stared at the floor, swinging from side to side like he was about to pass out. Want to see that animated? On one hand, I would love for this game to get a proper anime, but on the other hand, visual novels tend to have very crappy adaptations, so with an exasperated sigh, Sakaki rose to his feet and walked to the door. Fate was okay. Do you really think they are going to pour as much money into a very niche BL game as they made with the Fate series? Because for Fate, they have given a movie or a series to each individual route of the game. Do you really think they are going to do that with this game? We don't live in that universe in which BL gets as much resources as regular eroge games, sadly. Ray's father remained frozen, staring worsley at his son. His expression was painted with post-credit fatigue. Jung and Honami cheered as the security guards arrested them. Oh, Lete, you will still here. As for Arata and Thaku, they were both too stunned to put up a fight, and so they were led away. Ray looked up at the spot where the four of them were standing. Then his gaze shifted over to me. I looked back at him without a word. He held eye contact for a moment, and then his bloody lips curled into a tiny smile. Cute. After winning his money match, Ray passed out in the waiting room and was taken into the clinic. After that, he slept in the medical ward for close to 24 hours straight. He had a cracked rib and his entire body was badly bruised, but he was in a stable condition. After the match, we learned that the Takasato Gumi had disposed of the losing competitor. I mean, that's what they do. When Ray awoke, I was working on the first floor, but Arimura called me upstairs to the medical ward. There, I found Taku standing at Ray's bedside. When Ray spotted me, he slowly looked over.
とは
前にもこんなことがあったな。
いつ？
桐原の時。
ああ。
He smiled. With a sign of relief, Taku smiled and folded his arms.
体力の消耗が激しいが、ゆっくり休めば元気になるだろう。本当に心配させやがって。
ごめん。ありがとう、タク。
今はとにかくしっかり体を休めるんだ。いいな。
うん。
それじゃ、俺は診察に戻る。有村君、少しだけトアの代わりに受付に入ってもらっていいか。
わかりました。
いろいろと積もる話もあるだろうしな。トア。
He looked at me. I shrugged. What is that stone, Taku?
ま、ほどほどにな。
ああ。
And so Taku and Arimura left the medical ward. After the door closed behind them, I looked back at Ray. Ray smiled awkwardly and looked at the ceiling.
今ちょっと頭がうまく回らないから慣れてる言葉遣いで喋っちゃうけどいい？
After all these years, his feminine cadence probably came second nature to him. I nodded. Only Ray could ask my permission for something this minor.
気にするな。好きにしろよ。
そっか。ありがとう。今回の試合でね、私勝つ気ではいたけど死ぬかもしれないって思ってたの。死んだらトワにもみんなにも会えなくなっちゃうからダメなんだけど、相当強い相手だったし、もしかしたら無理なんじゃないかって。だから全力で戦った。勝つために。でもやっぱり相手がすごく強くて辛くて苦しくて、途中でダメかなって思ったの。でも声が聞こえたのよ。必死で私を応援してくれる声が。そうしたら焦りでいっぱいだった頭の中が少しだけ冷静になって、それでね、もう少し頑張れるって思ってたら、本当に不思議なんだけど、ほんの一瞬時間が止まったみたいに周りの音が聞こえなくなって、トワの声だけが聞こえたの。
What he said is more among the lines that he was only able to hear that, not that time stopped for him to be able to hear it. Like it's the same but not really.
レイって私を呼ぶ声。ああ、みんなが、トワが今私を見てくれてるんだって思ったら、絶対に負けられないって思って。
All of you know, more like everyone, also Towa, and because Towa is the one watching, he doesn't want to lose. He said, I don't think so.
そしたらね、ものすごい力が湧いてきて、それで勝てたのよ。あの瞬間不 思議だったな。
He closed his eyes like he was reliving it in his head.
あの時名前を呼んでくれたのよね。
あ
He opened his eyes and beamed at me.
ありがとう。みんなにもお礼を言わなきゃね。
そうだな。
I looked at him quietly for a moment.
今回の試合、お前の父親も見てた。
So yeah, he... Oh. Sorry for the Windows jump scare. So yeah, he didn't know his dad was there.
そうだったの。
Like just by looking at the way he responded, like he doesn't give it that much of an importance, I guess. Like, he doesn't think that much of it, I guess. He muttered it in an emotionless voice, then looked up at the ceiling.
最後の方はお前に声をかけてた。
全然聞こえなかった。なんて言ってたの？
死ぬなって。
Ray stared at the ceiling in silence for a moment.
そう。
His voice was flat, but from what I could tell, it wasn't steely. His mouth was calmed too.
とは
He looked over at me, his eyes shimmering.
私の絵描いてくれる？
あ
よかった。
He smiled, relief.
完成楽しみにしてる。トアの絵大好きだから。
俺が描いてる間に復活しろよ。
うん。
I reached out and lightly pinched his nose.
もう一つの約束もな。
The flag, nah.
あ
When he caught my drift, he blushed, bright red, and not happily.
うん。
All this time, you always saw me for who I was. You accepted me. Words and all. It was that selfless gesture that truly healed me. Thank you so much. Baby. After that, I spent the next month street painting in my room. His euphoric episode, his death matches, and money matches. I condensed every side of Raid I had ever seen into the paint on the canvas. Taku was the one who told Ray about the bed I had won that resulted in Sakaki cancelling the rest of the zombie family's debt. I was in the middle of painting at the time, so I got a message from Ray thanking me. As soon as I finished the painting, I got in touch with him, and he rushed over.
トア
I looked over my shoulder at him, and he ran over to me, tears in his eyes.
借金返済の話メッセージもしたけど本当にありがとう。
ああ。
あた俺のために勝負してくれたの？
He was about to say Atashi again, but he corrected himself.
向こうが誘ってきたからな。それに乗っただけだ。
Assignment extracted from all the painting, Ray expressions scrambled on the verge of tears.
ありがとう。とは。ありがとう。
He wet his eyes and smiled.
さあ、ヘロヘロのトアのために何か買ってこなくちゃね。
酒とタバコ。
Of course.
それはダメ。
He started to head for the door, then stopped and turned back.
絵はもったいないから後でゆっくり見るね。すっごく楽しみ。
ああ。
I nodded slightly. He bent and left the room. I cannot read. With the debts repaid, Ray was free from the Takasatogumi's clutches. Once the injuries he sustained during the Moneymatch had healed, he gradually returned to his job at Roost and the clinic. Then, one afternoon, Ray's father turned out of the blue asking to see his son. Ray was working at the clinic that day, and when he found out his dad was here, he looked conflicted. Normally, he would have refused to meet with him without a second thought, but that day he reluctantly agreed. We invited his dad into the staff room when I served as the mediator. His dad bowed deeply to him and explained that when he witnessed his own son fighting tooth and nail to survive, it opened his eyes. Usual. He claimed to have seen the wrong of his ways and turned over a new leaf. Press X to doubt. Meanwhile, Ray stared at the floor without saying a word. After everything his father had said and done, no one expected him to magically change his tone. I certainly didn't. I had a feeling this new leaf wouldn't last too long. But after a long silence, Ray finally looked up and said, "All right." He remained silent for the rest of the conversation. Then his dad told him he had been in touch again. He could be in touch again and left the clinic. Afterwards, when I asked Ray how he felt, he told me he wasn't sure. He said he hadn't forgotten his father. Forgiven, not forgotten, forgiven. He hadn't forgiven his father and wasn't eager to see him again. But I don't hate him with a passion anymore, he told me quietly. From there, Ray slowly began to change. His interest expression gradually became more masculine over time. He still took part in test matches, but these days he no longer seemed reckless to the point of suicidal. Now he fought his battles with confidence rather than desperation. Then one day, he looked at me in the eyes and told me he had a favor to ask. Apparently, there was something he really wanted the two of us to do together. And when he told me what that something was, I agreed. Which brings us to today. Water bottle in hand, I leaned against the motorcycle park on the side of the road. The ocean stretched before me, shining bright blue. The sky was clear, and I could see its colors fading faintly all the way into the horizon. Motorcycle PNG? I think not. Please. It was early summer now, and the weather was getting hotter, but the salty sea breeze felt nice. Smiling, I took a sip of water, then lowered the zipper on my full-body motorcycle suit. As it turned out, Ray wanted the two of us to go on a trip together. Part of it was purely for the fun of traveling, but he also wanted to meet with other body artists around the world. In particular, there were a lot of body art events held outside of Japan, and he wanted to deepen his comprehension of the field. But he wanted to take his time touring our home country first, so he decided to start with a motorcycle road trip. We were on the mainland at a beach famous for its beauty. At the moment, Ray was off asking for locals about the best restaurants in the area. According to him, asking around was a faster way to find out about hidden gems compared to searching online.
とはお待たせ。
He crossed the street and ran up next to me. He was wearing a color variation of the same motorcycle suit. It was the one who bought them for us. I tried to explain that I didn't need anything fancy since I wouldn't be driving, but he insisted. What is that face? At first glance, the suit looked tight and restricted, but when I put it on, I found it surprisingly easy to move in. He told me he custom ordered them.
いい店は教えてもらえたか？
It looks so weird. Yeah, it's kind of a drastic change, kind of. What a haircut that does to you.
うん。海鮮が美味しい店があるんだって。この先をもう少し走ると看板が出てるって。
そうか。
ああ、腹減った。
Starting up at the sky, he ran a hand through his much shorter hair.
ならとっとと行くぞ。
でも待って。もうちょっと海を見てからにする。
腹減ってんだろ。
少しくらい我慢できるって。
Laughing, he turned back to the sea. It was still early in the season, and there weren't many visitors at the beach, just the occasional jogger and dog walker here and there. The white waves spread on the ocean's blue surface, reflecting the blinding sunlight. Ray gazed out at the peaceful scenery, then reached a hand in my direction.
なんだよ。
水ちょうだい。
I handed him the water bottle. He uncapped it and chucked it down. Examining, he returned it to me.
どうは？
At the sound of my name, I looked over. He smiled.
楽しいね。
急になんだ。
だってこんな風にトアと旅行できるなんて夢にも思わなくて。
Hold on, I have to mute. As he spoke, his gaze shifted back to the deep blue sea.
ずっとたくさん夢にも思わなかったことが連続して起きてる。だから俺今すっごく幸せだなって思って。
そうか。
もう嫌だって思って死にたくなったり、何もかも放り出してしまいたいって何度も思ったけど、そうしなかったから今こうしてるんだって実感してる。本当に辛くて死にたかった時はさ、こんな未来があるなんて想像もできなかったし、自分が歩いていく先に何が起きてどうなるのかなんて誰にもわからない。いろんな選択をしてきっといっぱい間違えてもいて、それでも生きていくしかなくて、過去に起きた嫌なことに対してそういうこともあったから良かったなんて結果論は言いたくないし、みじんも思わないけど、少なくとも死ななくてよかったかな。俺がこうしてここにいられるのは生きているからこそだから。
そうだな。
As I gazed up at the sky, Ray looked over at me, his eyes beaming with curiosity.
トワはどう思ってる？
I thought for a moment, then looked back at him.
俺は別に過去がどうとか思ったことはないけど、新小海の路地裏で泥酔して倒れてるようなやつがこんな青空の下で海を眺めてるってのは俺も予想してなかったな。
At least he is self-aware. At this, he grinned from ear to ear. Cutie. Ah. Eee. Then he placed a quick kiss on my cheek. I shot him a side glance and found him thinking happily.
これからもっともっと幸せになろうね。
And that's his good ending. He's so cute. I love this route so much. I will say it's my second favorite one of all the game. Thoughts? Well, real fast? You think so? At least felt that way. You think so? I mean, it took a while for the whole thing to properly start. I guess compared to how it ended, it may feel slightly fast-paced. Like one of the best outcomes, possibly better than Tacos. That's what I thought so at first, but when you go over everything, you notice that Tacos' good ending isn't that bad. You come to understand why Taco chose to do the decisions he made. Because you get to see kind of the consequences of some stuff, and you understand why Taco will avoid to do some stuff that will lead to that kind of things happening. It's so weird to explain without giving like any details, but you will understand. So in my opinion, like both of those endings aren't that bad. No, about Madarame. I don't know how to justify those endings. Maybe that's for the best. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, Taco makes questionable decisions, but he makes them thinking about Towa. And for Rei, like, both, like kind of they help each other, but mostly like Towa changed, not really, but thanks to that, he is able to help Rei out. I think it's a nice like character development, if you can say it like that, for both of them. Maybe the reason why you think these routes like feel rushed is because there is a lot of things going on in the chapter previous to that that doesn't fully connect to their main route, and maybe that's why you think so. But everything has started developed ever since Kirihara's part started, the same way that for Taku everything started once the other doctor name, I forgot the name, but when we reach that part, everything starts from their previous route. I think Madarame doesn't have that. But yeah. And now the canvas has more colors. More involved somehow. I think the reason for that is that we get a more insight on Towa's life and things connected to his life, whilst on Rei you get a few details here and there, but it's more his own thing. So all the rest stuff for the first route. Maybe I'm playing this in the same like order in which I played the first time myself, and I think it's a way, like nice way, because the things that Taku and Rei have going on kind of keep happening in the other routes, but you just not notice that much, but they are like hints or like small mentions of those stuff. So either way, let me prepare Madarames. Madarame, slow. Damn it. We are not going to start it all like going on fully from it. We still have to do the whole phrase part, but yeah, if we get it done now, new canvas from Equinas. Well, more like from the beginning. Equinas is the same. I'm going to do it from the beginning because we have to make Equinas part every time, whatever we like it or not. So, yeah. It's happening. We are not going to fully start it. Skip tutorial, yes. Fully start it today, I think. Fast skip. The intro, let's go. Every time, yes. I know I have to, but I haven't read the lyrics yet. I have told multiple times on my streams that I don't usually read the lyrics. So, are very interesting. I probably should check them for all the endings. Like, all the ending songs. I probably should. I don't know which exploration is this, so no. Is this the... We are going to go fast with this. Is it the first one? Yeah. Move. Where's the clinic? We're going to do this first. It's still going to take probably like 30 minutes though. The characters in a neat way. Oh. This story. No one knows, that's the thing. No one knows.
Positive.
Oh, I didn't notice. Oh, wait, hold on. Move. Residential area. I didn't notice a detail. I will like tell you guys which. Hold on. Let's speedrun this. Move. shopping street. I didn't know you could see that, even if you haven't finished the game completely.
あら、
よう。
What I mean,
Ah.
you can see what your decisions make in the euphoria level of each one. Can you see it on the right side of the screen? You can see the effect that it has. I didn't notice that. Like, I thought you could only do this when you finish the whole game. But it seems that once you finish a character specific route, it shows up. But yeah, you can see that. The effect that it has.
いいや。
はあ、戻らなく。
There is other detail that also change when you finish one character route. I guess once we are done doing all of this, I can show you guys which detail change. It's very neat.
それじゃ
Move. Tarimas. Yes. I don't know when I can fully skip over. No, okay. Now is the next exploration of November 14 at noon. Also very funny, I'm exposing them, but I just got a Discord DM of one of the friends that I have that is also playing the game, and they just finished Taco's Route. Everyone playing now. They sent me a screenshot of them screaming about Toba with long hair from Taco's Route. Good advice, good ending. There is a screenshot of the good ending CG of Towa with the caption, wife, wife, wife. I'm sorry, friend, I'm not saying who you are, but I'm exposing your ass. Free exploration. Okay. Move. Hold on. I may have to mute.
よう。な。ネガティブに。
All good, I think. Negative, no problem for you. Hopefully we can finish this fast. Then I have a cafe. There is something that people will do offline, but I don't use this PC that often. I haven't fully moved to it yet. So I can get it done today. Better. Even though, technically speaking, for stats and everything, if I finish it at the proper ending of the route, it would have been better. I don't care. So we're in the street, right again, talk,
これは
positive,
ポジティブに。
and we get like.
それじゃね。
move. Rose. Hold on, I may have to mute.
どうも。
You are the reason why I draw flowers for 5 hours the other day. You. You.
ネガティブに。いや、
Hold on, mute.
はい、
そう。いや、
また。
I didn't draw Iguina, I drew Towa in lying in a huge bed of flowers, all the different kind of flowers that he sends to Towa, plus spider lilies. So it wasn't fun.
あ、よう、どうも。
何を。ネガティブに。どうでもいい。
だくよ。ああ、
そうか。
うるす、そん。
I think there are 2 more explorations, I think. Sorry I keep muting, but just in case. Feel free to enjoy the music while I do this. Again, sorry I have to mute, but they are not being like very loud, but just in case, because they are like moving around my room. Like around, like outside, not inside the room, just in case I can English.
よう。
あ、
くそ。
なるほど。
おう。
うん。
しゃらくせ。
The guy says positive or negative, and I can see why. He just doesn't care.
ポジティブに。
Is your favorite character? Alex, your favorite guy is going to show up?
よ
聞いてよ。あ、
う。
タワー。
ポジティブに。
おい。はい。
おう、と。 なあ。
What do you mean you notice something new? What have you noticed now that you haven't seen in the previous like 40 hours of us me playing this game?
ポジティブに。どうも。そうか。
よし。
Hano, did you just notice his general posture? Okay.
Toa じゃない。あ、
ネガティブに。いや、
うん。あ、ちょ、いく。
Okay, just a few more. Just a few more. Maybe if they are quiet, maybe we can play a tiny bit of Madrame's route. Just the start part.
ポジティブに。なあ。
それじゃ。
Looking at it when I'm last time. Understandable. Now, this encounter that it didn't happen on Taco's route, the first time you play, this scene doesn't happen.
とはじゃねえか。
The second time, it happens. So technically speaking, you can go into Madrame's route as your second overall route of the game. But I don't think it's recommended because there are some details here and there from either race and Taku's route that are kind of important. So this one point that he has given us, it's what is going to lend us into Madrame's route. That is what we have to use. Can I skip now? Yes. Oop. Okay, so now there is the direct exploration of November 23rd, and it's just going to Roost. And after that, there is also the direct exploration of the same day, just a bit later, I guess. Or maybe not. This is no, yeah. So we have those, the interrogation with Equina, in which we choose the same except for the last part, in which we have to beat what Sakaki has given us. And then we will move into Madrames. No. Blah blah blah. Direct exploration. Move. A name. Yeah, because there is. I don't see a motor park. Koyo Street is where we already are. So I guess yes. Can I skip? Nope. Still exploration.
ちょっと。
I guess we have to finish the scene before the only one time we get a drink that is not whiskey. Speed. Can I? Yes. And no? I also really like the waiting or loading screen when we are skipping something, and it's like the static of the TV, the same one that Towa always listens or has always on in his room. I think that's a really neat detail. In other games, usually they just flashed super fast all the conversations, but this time they chose a more fancy thing. Okay. And now he's going to fake being drunk. Okay, interrogation time. Here we go again, boy.
さあ話せ。
俺は
Super speeds, yeah. So that's why I think that detail that is also theme after the game overall, and not just plain fast skip, is very neat. Okay, let's get this done fast.
それでネガティブ。
Negative. I feel you.
あこれは
Positive.
ポジティブ。
Do you know what's funny? This one friend I was talking about that just finished the good ending of Taco.
あ
They bought the game more or less when it came up, and I'm currently on my way to do the quote-unquote second playthrough.
あよし
That it's taking even longer,
安心しろ。
and I'm going faster than them.
ポジティブに確
I'm doing this right?
ああ
Did we have to break the glass?
傷を
Did I fuck up at some moment? Well, no. Flowers.
花
Wait, backlog. Did I fuck up and I didn't notice or something? Inspiration. You have a wall with no? Yeah, I know. But like, I'm
花が好き。本当に花が好きなのか。
それは
I'm not paying that much attention.
本当は
Because I want to comment and talk about the stuff. I should probably focus. I mean, either way, if we choose the final part at the end,
まだだ。まだ。
it
足りない
should still lead us to Madrames.
待
So
ってく
it
ださい
should be fine. I think it should be fine.
気に
Positive.
ポジティブ。
No problem for you.
お前
Negative.
ネガティブ。
Blah blah blah. Don't hold back.
それで
It's the most important part. Say nothing. Positive.
ポジティブに。ああ
Like.
お前言えよ。
Negative.
ネガティブに。
was cutting into you.
よし
Did they fuck it up?
傷跡
No, in a way. Pierced the heart.
心臓に突き刺さる
And technically speaking, this should lead us to Madame's route now.
心臓に突き刺さるような衝撃を受けたって言ってたよな
はい、言いました。
もっとすごい体験させてやるよこの感覚懐かしい
Yep, we are on Madame's
俺
route
な
now.
らお前の欲望を受け入れてやれる好きなだけ
Notice how the
Yeah,
angle and everything is different.
いいんですか？トワさん。
Like they don't go together. Towa push through. He like pushes him. They are not connected. Also, we don't get to see the full scene either. And so, Ikuinan and I lash each other to his heart's content. For some reason, neither of us could stop, and we both went a little overboard. But even then, we didn't hit the brackets. If anything, the passion only built. The next thing I knew, Ikina was lying next to me in a sea of blood, with his complexion ashen. I figured we had both probably passed out at some point from the blood loss. If we hadn't, we might have killed each other. That was just how intense it felt in the moment. You can tell something went wrong, like really wrong. I saw your insides, and they were beautiful. At this rate, I can die happy. Chapter 1. Phrase. End. A week after my hospitalization, once I was barely able to move again, I started camping out in my room to paint. Before Ikuna's contribution faded away entirely, I puked it all out of my system, steadily drawing my white canvas in paint. Now that I had entered the paint stage, I became a single-minded robot. Neither Taku nor Raid tried to interact with me. Hold on. They just watch from the doorway. They are calling at home, so I may have to mute for a long time. Anytime they tried to speak to me while I was painting, I just ignored them. I didn't even turn the TV on like normal. If at any point my brush felt still, it was so I could stare blankly into the space or pass out on the floor. By this point, they both just let me do my thing. Generally, the painting would take anywhere from a week to a month to reach completion. After Equina's euphoric episode, I called Ray, told him the name of the condo building, then passed out. I couldn't tell you what happened after that. But when I next awoke, I was lying in a hospital bed at the clinic, probably Ray's doing, if I had to guess. He and Taku stood on my bedside, looking deeply concerned. This was fun for the first time that the euphoric episode had led me on death door. So I figured they had used the whole... They would be used to the whole I can't read that by now, but something was different this time. The smoke was dull and muddy. As I would soon learn, it was because of Ikuina. Ikuina had died at Takanouchi Medical Office. He was discovered to have hung himself in his hospital room early that same morning. That's the main difference. People with unspeakable desires were forced to choose between hurting others or putting it all inside and hurting themselves. The agony of it drove them mad, and when they could no longer suppress it, they reached out to euphoria. Likewise, it wasn't unheard for some to kick the bucket. Personally, I couldn't care less what happened to my models after I finished painting them. While I was hospitalized, Taco and Ray took turns tending to me. Because my model had died, they nagged me about the dangers more persistently than ever before. But I had no intention of stopping. Their attempts to meddle only pissed me off. As far as I was concerned, no one had the right to judge us as long as both parties consented. After that, once I was able to walk again, I went back to my room and started Ikuina's painting. So yeah, that happened. When you know what that is. To heal with connections and moral obligations. How do I stand to benefit from letting that seed weigh me down? I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm going to live my life my way. Get it? The same applies to what's happening now. Trust me, it's not some pathetic revenge. That said, there was no need for him to die. And besides, Towa. Chapter 2. Madarame Kei. Immutable. There we are. I guess I will go for a few more minutes, like 10-15 minutes, and we will stop for today. After 2 weeks of non-stop painting with barely any food or drink in my system, I was completely emaciated. This happened every time I painted something, so I consider it part of the euphoria process. Taco and Ray understood this, so they stayed out of my room while I was working. In return, they made it explicitly clear that they wanted me to contact them once I was done. Seated in front of my finished painting, I pulled my cell phone out and sent them a message. It was late in the evening, so there were probably a lot of patients waiting downstairs. Nevertheless, I heard the sound of rushing footsteps. It's here, it's here.
大丈夫?
Riken running in. His gaze was looking down to the canvas just behind me.
完成したんだ.
His voice sounded like he was holding something back. His smile kept shifting in brightness.
相変わらずすごいわね.
He stared at the painting. The person who painted this artwork was no longer with us. Maybe that was the reason Ray didn't celebrate my last piece like he usually could. Instead, he looked conflicted.
後で写真を撮ってお店のブログに投稿してもいい？店長が見たいって言ってたから。ありがとう。体調はどう？タクが傷の具合を見たがってたわよ。あと何か食べたいものはある？
酒。
それはダメ。適当に買ってくるわね。タクも一段落したら様子を見に来るって言ってたわ。
As she spoke, he turned back to the door and left the room. I lit out a small sign and grabbed the pack of cigarettes lying at my feet. As I raised one to my lips, my fingers brushed against them and realized they were chapped and peeling. I didn't drink much water while I was painting, so my throat was parched. Additionally, I felt massively lethargic to the point that I couldn't will myself to get up. I lit my cig, took a long draught, closed my eye and exhaled. Then I looked down at my cell phone. I had received a few emails while I was painting. There were 5 in total, all of them model requests. I generally rejected any requests from women. Sometimes I could be convinced if the details were especially intriguing. I could be convinced if the details were especially intriguing, but weren't made me uncomfortable, so I preferred to avoid them. None of these 5 were especially eye-catching, but one managed to stand out from the rest. With my cigarette between my lips, I sent a response asking to meet up with them tonight. I could always invite a potential model to a random bar so I could find out if they were a good fit. Like Equina, most models weren't willing to put their lives on the line for their euphoric episodes. Once they were given the chance to explore their dark desires, there was no telling whether it might spiral out of control. In a sense, that was part of the fun, but when things got out of hand, more often than not, we had both ended up gravely injured. In Equina's case, he had driven himself to his own demise, but that was hardly my problem. Euphoria's entire purpose was to lend a hand to those who asked for it. When you know. The potential applicant responded immediately, agreeing to meet up, so I sent them at that time and the address of a nearby bar. I chose not to meet up at Rush since too many people would recognize me there. But I was so hungry I could barely move. Fortunately, Ray had gone out to buy me something, so all I needed to do was get some food in me. Truth to be told, long after Equina's euphoric episode had ended, I still felt like something was slaughtered inside me. At first, I could figure painting would help, but the feeling still persisted. This was no mere indigestion or anything of the sort. It was like an itch I couldn't scratch. Not to suggest that Equina's euphoric episode had left me wanting, but because I couldn't place the feeling, it got at me, frustrating me. And it was this uncomprehending urge that drove me to seek out another art model as soon as possible. When you know. When you know. One race returned with some food and drinks. Taku showed up not long afterwards. Just to be safe, he checked my injuries and overall condition, then criticized Euphoria even more harshly than usual. So much we must know. Yep. Soon. Slowly but surely. Sure enough, Equina's death seemed to have something to do with it. Both Taku and Ray looked unusually solemn. But it wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to stop, nor was I about to change my methods. Perhaps they were exasperated with my lack of outward emotion, or maybe they had just given up trying to change me. Either way, they informed me that I had received a package, then left the room. I didn't remember ordering anything. Regardless, I didn't have the energy to go all the way downstairs to retrieve it from the staff room. Instead, I waited until it was time to go meet up with the prospective model, then headed out to the bar we agreed on. When I got there, my applicant had arrived ahead of me. He greeted me with nervous excitement. He looked to be about 25, and his dark desire was to choke someone during sex. Compared to the rest, this is kind of boring. Pretty tame for a freak episode, but I agreed to it regardless. Normally, I would have rejected it outright, but right now, I was more eager to get rid of the bizarre feeling that plagued me. Together, we headed straight to the nearest love hotel. There were no employees at the front desk. It was all 100% automated with machines that dispensed keycards. We picked the cheapest room, then boarded the elevator. I don't think I have to censor, but there may be some unpleasant noises, I think. Because we haven't seen the dude in question, but I think we can hear. So I don't know if I should mute the game. Inside, it looked like your average hotel room, save for the telltale vending machine full of amenities. The corners of the walls and floor were weathered with age, and it didn't look clean. But it was the best quality anyone will expect here in Shinkomi, so I wasn't going to complain. Do I mute? I wasted no time proving him about his true desire, and then we climbed into the bed without even taking a shower first. Just in case. The model was strangely worked up. He teased my body, put his stick in my ass, then immediately started choking me. As his thrust grew more intense, his mouth thumped tightened against my windpipe, and I felt the urge to puke. With no way to breathe, my intraocular pressure skyrocketed. As my consciousness started to fade, I wondered if I was about to die. But if so, I was fine with that. If I died in the middle of a euphoric episode, then so be it. Right before I could pass out, however, the man loosened up his grip. He had reached organs before I asphyxiated. He's coughing for air. As soon as I was breathed, my body gasped for oxygen of its own accord, and I started coughing. I was worried I might hyperventilate to death. By the time I finally caught my breath, the mysterious discomfort had come back in full force. Afterwards, the model thanked me and left satisfied with everything. I think I can put back the sound. A satisfied grin on his face. Frankly, the set was terrible. It hadn't elevated my strange condition either, so it was all a waste of time. But that was my fault for setting for less than I usually would. So yeah, that's what happened. Excited, I got dressed and left the hotel. It was 3 a.m. He hasn't even cleaned his hands. As I stand down the road in the direction of the clinic, cigarette between my lips, I pull out my phone. For the first time, I noticed I had a bunch of missed calls and messages, all from Takman Ray. They were demanding to know where I had wandered off to the current condition. They were probably both at the clinic, waiting to ambush me the moment I walked in, so they could nag me until daybreak. The thought annoyed me, but I knew it could only get worse if I didn't go home. I took a long deep track and dragged down the dark street. And that's Madarame's color. And I think with that we are going to end it there. Sale of menu. Yes. That very dark blue, it's Madarame's color. Yes. So yeah, I think that will be it for today. I don't know if this week I will stream the game again. Maybe at weekend, but Heaven has the best color. A super dark blue that it's a nightmare to print out and make it tell it apart from like a black color. Yeah, sure. When you want to make fan arts or when you want to like print merch, such dark colors are a pain in the ass. It's great though. It's nice, but in specific moments though. I mean, I like dark blue. I have a bunch of clothes in dark blue though. But yeah. And as you can see, artist issue, yep. There are even more colors now. Okay, so that will be it for today. Thanks for coming to the stream. Next time we will properly start on Madrame's route and see how far we can get. Another cliffhanger. You timed this so too well. I'm not doing this on purpose though. I'm not doing it on purpose. I swear. Okay. Bye bye. See you around.